Well, I don't know. I know him. I've just seen him.
Okay. So let's see. We've got Kane and Greg. Is that right?
Well, I lost you.
Oh, hi, Greg. Yeah, we can't see you.
No, how do I get on here?
Okay, so I'm gonna start. It is 12. So happy New Year, everybody. So happy to see you guys. And I'm looking forward to a fantastic 2021. Kind of got started a little rocky. And I'm looking forward to definitely a brighter future. And I looked at my closet and tried to find some bright clothes. And so I wanted something cheerful and get the year started. And I'd love to hear from our guests really quickly, if you just don't mind introducing yourself and just tell us what brings you here today. And that would be fantastic. And Chris, I'll introduce you later. So Chris, you don't have to be a part of this, but Christiana, if you wouldn't mind being the first one to introduce yourself.
Sure, not at all. Hi, everyone. I'm Christiana Wolf. I am not a brand new guest. I've been a guest a couple times at the live meetings. It's been about over a year. I started a new job at Qualcomm, so I've been ramping up there. My main reason for rejoining is because I need help with my presentation skills. I have to present virtually to business partners, customers, extended teams, and I get very nervous on this platform. And it was recommended actually by my manager that I work on this. So this is one of my big year goals, is to improve my speaking abilities and really get my talk track down. So
fantastic. Thank you so much, Christiana. And when you reach certain levels within Toastmasters, you can have it copied or emailed to your manager too, so that they know that you're progressing. Really good function that we offer. And Adrian, if you wouldn't mind introducing yourself.
No, not at all. So thank you. I am Adrienne Rose. I am a transformational coach. I'm actually from the area, but I just moved back here. I was in Phoenix for a year. And I know many people all over the world who do what I do that are part of Toastmasters. My brother is also part of Toastmasters. So for about 2 years now, it's been on my radar. And I just felt like this is the right time. And the reason is to really up-level my speaking. I'm actually very comfortable speaking. And I think because I'm so comfortable, I haven't taken the time to hone in the skills to do it. So I'm grateful to be here, learn from Chris, and just find the right group, right energy for me, for Toastmasters. So thank you for having me. And I hope it's okay. I thank you. Oh, hey, Charles, I know you. And I hope it's okay. I invited my colleague Kane here from Massachusetts, and he's looking at Toastmasters, possibly Massachusetts. So I hope that's okay. We work together. So thank you all.
Okay, fantastic. And that's great that you invited Kane. Kane, if you wouldn't mind introducing yourself, and that'd be fantastic.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kane. A warm welcome. Well, I wish I could say warm. It is January in Massachusetts, but warm for y'all maybe. Yes, I'm a transformational relationship coach up here. I also have to do public speaking as part of what Adrian and I do. And I'm extremely grateful that you all don't mind having me here. I really like meeting new people, and I love learning new things, and I love contributing what I can. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, everybody. Love hearing the new people, and looking forward to seeing you guys come back and grow with us. Okay, so we've got a really packed schedule today, and I am going to basically start immediately. We've got a few functions, and rather than going through what each function does, I'm just going to go ahead and introduce the people, and we'll go from there. So I will have our joke master, Pat Hardley. Let's welcome Pat to be our joke master today.
All right. Let's get this show started.
Actually,
All right.
you know what? Before you do that, Pat, I'm sorry. If you can all unmute yourself, he's going to be telling us a joke, and it's always nice to kind of hear the feedback from everybody. So just unmute yourself for right now, and we'll continue.
Okay, can you hear me? Oh, wait. Okay. Yes. All right. Here's the joke. I have two, actually. What did the duck say when he bought the lipstick? Put it on my bill.
That's good.
I know. Here's one for the new age or new technology. Does anyone know if Google is male or female? I think it's female because it doesn't let you finish a sentence before making a suggestion.
Ooh.
Good job, Pat. Thank you so much for starting us off with those laughs. All right. Next, I would like to introduce our speaker, our first speaker today, and it's going to be Angeles. She is actually on her innovative planning path, and she is doing her second of 2 speeches. So what she does is do the first speech the last time, takes the reviews, takes the suggestions from people, and then apply it to this second speech. So the title of her speech is Happiness. Her time is 5 to 7 minutes. Please help me welcome Angeles.
Hi, hello. I hope you guys had good Christmas and holidays. The holidays are usually something most people look forward to in the year. I have never been the type of person who celebrated most holidays, but I'm beginning to look forward to them. Usually when we celebrate something, it makes us happy, but have you ever really thought what happiness really is? In this speech, I'm going to talk to you about 2 of the reasons, 2 of the main things of what makes happiness, and also how you can practice happiness. According to Aristotle, there are 2 reasons what makes happiness. One is hedonia and one is eudaimonia. And first of all, hedonia is pleasure. And according to verywellmind.com, hedonia can be often associated with self-care, fulfilling desires, and sense of satisfaction. This could usually be a short-term type of happiness, usually when someone tells you a joke or when you meditate. It also can mean that you are allowing yourself to experience positive emotions. You can practice this through gratitude or enjoying little moments, or even thinking positively on the spot. I know that I do that a lot usually. The second thing is eudaimonia. It is derived from seeking virtue and meaning. So this is more of a long-term type of happiness. You can feel happy when you feel like your life has meaning, value, and purpose. According to verywellmind.com, you may feel this way when you know you have fulfilled certain responsibilities, invested in long-term goals, and lived up to personal ideals. Thirdly, there are certain ways that you can practice these type of happiness values. According to Sonia William-Bursley, a psychologist and professor in the University of California, Riverside, elaborated in her book, The How of Happiness, that most people in the United States believe that happiness is composed of having a family, of having love, success, and having fun or enjoying yourself. She did a comparison between people in America and people in Russia. People in Russia believe that happiness for them is more about spiritual salvation, a world of peace, and beauty. And lastly, the understanding of people. So communication, I believe. I believe that satisfaction in your life and being satisfied with your goals is whether it is attainable or spiritual, is something you should look forward to if you want happiness. There are a couple things that you can do to cultivate your sense of happiness, you can say. For example, you can start achieving your goals that are you can start achieving your goals that would motivate you to pursue a greater sense in life. One of the negative things that has come from the pandemic and COVID, you can say, it has been that many people like myself have become a little bit lazier. And something I plan to do to help me stop being lazier is practicing gratitude for the things that I can do, like going hiking, going for a walk, instead of staying home and watching TV all day. Another thing that you can do to help you keep the negative things away is making a chart and charting out what you want in life, meaning like what are your goals and what would make you happy from them. That is actually one thing that Sonia Lyambersley did when she was practicing when she was doing her research between Russia and people in Russia and people in America. So my question to you all is, what makes you happy? Thank you.
Good job. Thank you so much, Angeles. Okay, now we're going to take 1 minute to do an evaluation. So for those who are guests, feel free if you have some suggestions, or if you have some positive evaluations that you'd like to give to Angeles, feel free to either chat it to her or send it by email. And Angeles, you'll do that. You'll put your email address on the chat box. Twenty more seconds. Five more seconds. Okay. Next, I would like to bring up Stacy Bacon. She is our general evaluator. Stacy Bacon.
I thought I was eval.
Actually, I'm timer.
Oh, I'm sorry. What do I have? Why do I have?
It's
Oh,
me.
Lucille.
So, but we don't want to bring Chris yet for the speaker too. You want?
No, his is going to be different. I mean, we're not going to be evaluating speech.
Okay,
no.
okay. Sorry about that. So I'd like to please help me welcome Charles Bradshaw, who is going to evaluate Angeles.
Thank you so much. Angeles, that was a very, very great speech. That's like a huge improvement from the last time we heard you speak. When you emailed me, you focused in on some of the more technical aspects to check for improvement. And those included having a stable camera, clear audio, and then also a more speaking issue was using crutch words. associated with the technical issues is also eye contact. And I think for comparing this speech with your last speech, you hit all those marks. I thought that was, really great to, kind of stabilize all of those things, and you did them quite well. Some things that I really enjoyed about your speech was you had really great references. I didn't necessarily understand the depth of research that you did last time. And this time you definitely showed that you did your homework with regard to this speech. I also liked how you personalized it. Happiness is, a very abstract feeling. I think that most feelings are, and being able to provide an academic context as well as a personal context is really helpful for all of us, and how you've worked through this pandemic using happiness and techniques of being active, and then checklists. Those are really important tools. I know I've been using them more and more this year, especially with the reference of gratitude. A few things that I think probably could use just some polish, more vocal variety. What do you think is most important? We'd like to hear it in your voice and in your tone. That would be really great. And as a personal challenge, I think it's important to remember that you're the expert. No one else can give your speech. And by eliminating all the technical issues, we were able to listen to you in everything that you had to tell us. And if you stumble, that's okay. You're the expert. Remember it, go through it. You did that really well. And I would say keep that momentum. Great job.
Thank you so much, Charles. Stacy, did you want to give a timer's report on the speaker as well as the evaluator?
Yes, the speaker qualified. I'm not sure the exact, but it was a little more than 5 minutes, maybe 5.5. And then the evaluator qualified as well. Perfect. I mean, he ended right on the time it was going to turn red.
Okay, very good. Thank you so much, Stacy.
You're welcome.
Okay, next I would like to introduce our guest speaker today. And Chris Nielson has quite a bit of a background. I'm going to read his introduction because I want to make sure that I get everything correct. Chris Nielson combines more than 30 years of business and sales experience with his love of improvisational comedy to both entertain and educate global audiences. He is a dynamically powerful yet playful speaker, trainer, change facilitator, coach, and consultant. He's worked with Microsoft, McAfee, Hilton, Federal Reserve Bank, UC San Diego, Sony, and many more, sharing laughs and memorable experiences through games. He provides tools to improve cooperation, communication, creativity, and leadership. He is also a lifelong Toastmaster and is currently president of Torrey Pines Toastmasters Club in San Diego. Let's give Chris a warm Expressions Unlimited welcome.
Thank you for that warm Expressions Unlimited welcome. And what was it? Live, love, laugh. Is that your theme of the day? I love the theme. So who likes to laugh? By show of hands. Who likes to laugh like a show of hands, like you were in kindergarten and you'd raise your hand like you're in kindergarten? Yeah, Debbie's got it. I think, yes, Pat's there now too. Okay, Megan, yes. Adrian, yeah, on this, I guess in this venue, this might be the way you do raise your hand. But remember this, ooh, pick me. So I want to share, first, I want to empower you all. Oh, the nice puppy there. I want to empower you all in this way. You are all, and I want you to feel this empowerment go into you. You are all emperors and empresses. You are all emperors and empresses. Do you feel yourself sitting maybe a little taller in your chair? Maybe that power running through the earth, through your feet, all the way through the top of your head. Who can feel that power? Yes, a few. Yes. Okay. All right. Here we go. As emperor and empress, you have the power. I'm here to serve you as best I can. And as the emperor, empress, you know, thumbs up means, yeah, that's pretty good. I don't know so much about that, Chris. I'm not sure about that. Thumbs down, didn't like that. 2 thumbs up, you loved it. And if you wanna cut off my head, then it's 2 thumbs down. So that's, you definitely didn't like that. And I may ask you, if you give me the 2 thumbs down, because I love feedback, I may ask you why you wanted to cut my head off. So be prepared if you do cut, and I encourage you to cut if it feels like I deserve it. I encourage you to bring it on if it feels like I deserve it. So I'll test your thumbs right now with this theory. It's a theory of why I think Americans like zombie movies. Americans like zombie movies so much because zombies are a little bit deader than we are. Deanna's already giving me a thumbs down on that one. Pat's agreeing with me. Angel's agreeing with me. Who else is up? Sideways. Okay, not so sure about it. Few thumbs. Okay, Debbie's got a thumbs down. Greg is definitely thumbs down. Thumbs sideways. So my theory is this: is are we fully alive? Like, do you raise your hand today like you did in kindergarten? I certainly didn't. You know, I went through life mostly like this in the back of the room, not raising my hand. So I get it. But it's just a theory. And how did we get that way? And since I've got a limited amount of time, I'm gonna give you the speed version of it. So when I was a kid, I was constantly criticized. And I realized I made that voice internal here. And give me a thumbs up if you have a negative internal voice. It's pretty hard on yourself. Yeah, or hands up, yeah. Okay, sideways. Okay, some people are doing, yeah, sometimes. Okay, great, thank you for sharing that. I figure about 70 to 90% of the audiences that I have a pretty critical voice, and I had a horrific critical voice. I remember running, and I was a pretty good athlete. I remember running up the stairs in middle school between classes, no one was there, and I was afraid someone would see me trip and fall. Because of this critical voice in my head, I had taken it on. And when I joined Toastmasters a long time ago, and I highly recommend Toastmasters, I belong to 2 clubs, and I tell all my speaking students to join as many clubs as they're capable of joining. If you want to get good fast, join 2, 3, 4, 5, and participate. But when I first joined, you had this thing called terrible topics, terrifying topics, tornado topics, the kind that when you're in the middle of that hurricane or that tornado that you want to click your heels 3 times and just go home. It was hard on me because I was hard on me. I've gone from a fearful speaker to one that has a ton of fun. And I hope to share a little bit of that with you today. So I had this miserable middle school moment where I was to give a speech. And I'll give you my program first. And first, let me test the emperors and empresses out there. Who has been programmed? Who has not been? Okay, Christine is not so sure on that. Oh, she's switching it fully up. Who has not been programmed? Give me a thumbs up if you haven't been programmed. I want to see if there's anyone that disagrees with me here. Okay, looks like everyone agrees. So here was one of my programs. It was a TV commercial. Never let them see you. Yes, I read your lips, Christine, and I'm sure you said sweat. Never let them see you sweat. And I sweat a lot. So I thought, I didn't know at the time, I thought I was though defective because of how much I sweat. In this particular speech I was to give, I was sweating the night before thinking about it. I was sweating on the way to class. I was sweating as I sat down and praying, please don't pick me. She's picking everyone. And as I stood up, the heavens on the top of my head released the rain like it's never released it before. The monsoon just went and my face went a pure red. And in that moment, I wanted to disappear and die. And then I created a ghost. So does anyone have a speaking ghost in their life? Okay, thank you for raising your hand for that. I had a speaking ghost for over 30 years. Over 30 years, this ghost would show up when I would speak. And we'd go, ha ha, you're gonna fail. Ha ha, you're gonna get rejected because you are already sweating and you are gonna want to die. Almost every single speech for 30 years. And now I finally figured out why, and I've gotten over that. I had a why. Who has a big why, a reason to speak? Big motivation. Yes. The bigger you why, the bigger your reason, the bigger your purpose in speaking, the more you're able to pull through it. Because my why was big enough, it pulled me through those painful moments of speaking. My favorite moments of giving a speech was when it was done and it was pretty good, when I wasn't beating up on myself too bad. Now it's in the middle of it. Now I love being here with your energy right now. So that's kind of the transformation for me. And I'll tell you some of the crazy, just quick, the crazy things I did so you wouldn't see me sweat. One, I would buy 2 shirts, the exact same shirt. And if I could, I'd switch if it was really bad ahead of time. And one speaking contest, it was like 80 degrees outside and I walked in and I was already sweating like crazy, but the car was so far away. I'm gonna be even hotter if I go back to the car and get the other shirt. So I did not go back for the other shirt. I thought this was brilliant too. I half froze a bottle of water. And so on top, it was almost frozen. And when I I was really nervous and she was introducing me, like Deanna introduced me today. During that introduction, I did this. And when I started talking, I could tell my tongue felt numb. I felt like I was slurring my words. I got self-conscious and started to sweat anyway. My first improv performance, which I highly recommend for speakers that want to feel a freedom on stage or even on Zoom, is I put a ice pack down my pants. Thank you for the laughter for that. It was an exhilarating experience. It took my mind off sweating for a little bit there. But then I thought, you know, they might see that and that would be more embarrassing than sweating. So I took it out and actually put it in the back. And that also felt pretty good. But then I said, what if it falls out? And I go, that would be way more embarrassing than just sweating. So I threw the ice pack aside, or actually put it in my mini cooler that I'd carried to this first improv performance, put it back in the mini cooler. And then I thought I'd actually figured out an invention. It probably wasn't original, but I bought panty liners. Yes, I said panty liners, and of course right here. So I put them inside my shirt, the panty liners inside my shirt for practice, and I was moving around and I was sweating, but I was feeling good, and I looked, nothing. Look, these panty liners work. It all of a sudden gave me a new sense of confidence. And I was going into my speech, I got my panty liners on, I'm feeling good, I am ready to go. And was I giving my speech, I could feel myself sweating a lot, but I'm pretty confident. But then I looked down, oh no. I looked down there, oh no as well. Panty liner, dry island, lake of sweat. Perfect outline, both arms. I think I had the slim ones on. Someone later said you should have brought the heavy flow panty liners. I didn't know any better at the time. But I have not worn panty liners since that moment. I think it was a little bit of a traumatic moment for me. But this ghost eventually disappeared. And I looked at why speaking is, so let's go back in time for a second, why speaking can be so scary. So imagine we're back in caveman days. You are ready to speak and you get up to speak. What is the worst thing that could happen to you if you were to speak? Pull yourself off mute, and I want to hear you share what is the worst thing that could happen to you if you were to speak.
Forget your lines.
Forget your lines. I think there's something worse than that, Corey, but I don't like forgetting my lines. Yeah, that's been shocking for me personally.
Kill you.
Get clubbed.
Thank you for saying kill you, but I think there's something even worse than being killed.
Judge.
Embarrassment.
So let's go with Lisa. Say that again, Lisa.
I said the fear of being judged.
Yeah, I'd rather be judged than killed, but worse than those.
Harassment?
Being excluded, Chris.
Yes, angel.
Oh.
So the angel comes to rescue. Here's and see if you agree with my theory. Remember, thumbs up, thumb sideways, thumb down. So you got up to speak. You could get stoned to death or clubbed to death. That would be horrible. But I think this lives in us as well. What if you are banished from your people, sent away? And you go out and you're forced to leave all your people, all that you know, And as a human being by yourself, two saber-toothed tigers are sitting up on the hill and they're saying, lunch is served. So not only do you lose your people, but you die anyway and all alone. So who would agree with my theory? Okay, we got thumbs up, mostly thumbs up. All right. So that's my theory, that it lives in our DNA, this fear of public speaking. And I think seeing that for me helped me release it a little bit. And if you feel like it, you can type in the chat, what is the biggest thing for you with speaking? What is the biggest issue for you? And I might tailor some stuff as well today to help you get over a little bit. But what I'll do is share the fast sharing of the principles of improv that changed my life. And it's something I share with organizations, also for San Diego Alzheimer's, to Microsoft, teams at Microsoft, to all kinds of different companies, to smaller companies as well. And it is personally life-changing, speaking life-changing, as well as culture of a company changing in so many different ways. So who has played improv before besides Angel? Yes, Charles, okay, Pat. Okay, besides those people that have played it before, Lucille, what is the two-word basis? Any guesses besides those people that already know it? What is the two-word basis for improv? And I love guesses, and I especially love wrong guesses. Anyone guess what the two-word basis for improv is? And I can wait on you. I love a guess, and just notice why you're not guessing. Yes, Lisa.
Keep going.
I love keep going. Any other guesses? Guess. So notice my improv teacher, Jackie Lowe, was about 5 foot tall and shrinking, said to me, if you're not getting up to participate, what are you saying to yourself in that critical voice? And for me, and here's another one. I'll give you a chance to give me an up, down, emperor thing as well. I like to be wrong. I like to be wrong. So who believes me? Who's not so sure? And who definitely doesn't believe that? Okay, Lisa's not sure. Okay, Adrian's not sure. Thank you, Lucille, for being honest. Yes. If someone had done that with me, thank you for those. I would have gone, no way do you like to be wrong. Not a chance, because I hated to be wrong. So I've changed my program from hating to be wrong, because if I was wrong about this thing out here, I was wrong as a being. That's how I felt. And I didn't realize it. It was an awareness, an epiphany, an aha. When I was wrong about something out here, I was wrong. So I struggled to do things that were new. And it comes to one of my other theories as well. Adults would make horrible babies. I love when people smile and laugh. And here's, or let's say adults would make horrible toddlers.
Oh.
And here's the theory behind the theory. Is if we had to learn to walk again, and I know some adults have had to do that and it's difficult, we would probably get up once, fall down, tell someone that already knew how to walk and say, hey, can you carry me to the couch and just hand me the remote, this walking thing? I'm no good at it. You know, I'm just no good at this walking thing. So that's part of where it comes from, I think. And think about why you won't guess at certain things. But I know we don't have so much time today, but I'll give you the two-word basis of improv is yes and. This is at least how I teach it. So it's to say yes, to affirm, and add something to that. To if someone said, hey, we're on a Viking ship, you wouldn't go, no, we're not. If you're playing improv, yes, and let's get our swords ready. Let's sharpen our swords or whatever it is. You'd add something to that. Yes and is life-changing, because before that, I was a no, but kind of guy. Not that I have a but I mean, I was no, but you'd share a great idea and I'd say, no, but I got a better idea. And how many of you like, with a thumbs up, someone who says, no, but I got a better idea to you? Yeah, oh, thank you, Adrian, for that honesty of that thumbs down. Yes, I didn't know this. This is how blind I was in the world. I was walking around for years thinking I was serving the situation. And actually, I was constantly disconnecting. And it's actually, that's one of my compass questions that I use now. Are you connecting or are you disconnecting? And when we're connected to people, They want to go the extra mile or 10 miles for you. So here's why yes and can be so powerful. So what's the most dangerous word in the world? I think I could read Charles' head and body language, and I think it was no. Adrian's there too. Yes, so they put two psychologists put people in an fMRI scanner and just flashed the word no, and about a dozen stress-producing chemicals were produced in the body that lead to fight, flight, or freeze. Yeah, that's right. Devin, if I read your lips correctly, freeze. Fight, flight, or freeze. When you do that, and who has had this in one of their speeches that they've given, your vision went from just fine before you're speaking to all of a sudden, you can only see this small tunnel. Out this small tunnel, you can barely, thank you, Pat, for the thumbs up with that. You can barely see, yes, what happened to you. I lived in that tunnel vision for quite a while when I was speaking, because that's when the fear part of your brain, you go to the primitive part of blood comes out here to the primitive part of your brain, and then you can't think or react very well. And then you don't know what you said even that day. You don't even know what happened. So it was a powerful change for me. The second principle, and I'll fill in those blanks in the back of me in a minute, but the second principle I think is the number one skill in speaking, and that's to throw you off. In leading, in communication, in negotiation, and in sales. Any guesses of what that would be?
You mirror what somebody says, or you kind of repeat what they say.
I like that. That's a form of what I'm looking for. You're right. You're on the right track. What's the short one-word skill?
Enthusiasm.
I love enthusiasm.
Listen.
Who said listen? Yes, Lawrence, absolutely. So can you say yes and to someone if you're not listening? Yes, you can, but it might not make sense what you say. But who would agree with me now, emperors and empresses out there, that listening is the number one skill in all those areas I mentioned? I'm getting most, and if you don't agree, I want you to take yourself off mute and tell me why you don't agree. So I saw a bunch of thumbs up. I didn't see any disagreement. So listening. So Toastmasters is one of the most powerful organizations because it teaches you to be a better listener when your club is, doing well. It teaches you to listen for an evaluation. It teaches you to listen to give feedback. And the third one is taking listening to another level, which Pat talked about earlier, is a little bit of how to take listening to another level, is mirroring and other things. But I want to bring something else to that, something other than that. How do you take listening to a whole nother level?
Repeating back what you heard.
Yeah, absolutely. That will do it. I'm looking for something different than that, though. But that is actually part of it for sure, that you can repeat back what you said. You need clarification on it for understanding. All those are big. When you are, I'll just give it to you since we're timing here. Be fully present. Listening, fully present, not waiting for your turn to speak. Being fully present, listening to what the other person has to say. And I love this definition of listening that someone gave to me. I think it was Alan Alda in a quote. Are you listening with the willingness to be changed? Are you listening with a willingness to be changed? And I think if you're not listening with a willingness to be changed, you might not be fully listening. And it's just, it's a powerful thing that I brought into my life. Many times I ask myself, Chris, are you listening? It seems like you got a strong opinion already, Chris. Are you listening with the willingness to be changed at all? So let me ask emperors and empresses out there, if someone in your life was looking to say yes and to you, they were listening and they were fully present while they were listening to you, would that be a gift? Yes. All righty. Excellent. And so here's the other thing I'll add to that is this: make your blank look blank. Make your blank look blank. Who wants to guess on that one?
Make your face look blank.
I love that. So see, I love guesses that make me laugh. So thank you for that one. I have trouble with making your face look blank. I'd be a horrible poker player, I think. The good people would know I've got a lot of tells. I would smile way too much when I had a good hand, and I had trouble hiding it. Make your blank look blank. Any other guesses? It sounded right on mute, Pat. I'm gonna just go with you said this. Make your people look great, which it actually is. Make your people look great. Yes, in improv, make your partner look good, as Angel said. I like look great. Make your people look great. So how many people would like people in their life that said yes and they listened, they were present, and they were setting you up to look great? How many people do you want like that in your life? 2 thumbs up were the people, all the people you can have. Me too. So I want to ask you this question. How many of the people in your life would like you to be like that? None of them? They don't want you to be like that, Lawrence? They don't want you to set them up? Yes. I was not sure that you wanted them to undercut them a little bit. They need to be undercut a little bit to enjoy the life on this planet. I would love as many people in my life as I can have that look to yes and to me, listen to me, are present while they're doing it, are setting me up to succeed. I would love that. And I think it changes organizations when you do it. It will change your Toastmaster club if you take on this attitude. I'll just zip through the rest of them really fast. The last one is what I resisted, dare to blank. And my improv teacher, Jackie Lowell, said, Chris, do you want the secret? And she said to the whole group, Pat, you got an answer to that?
Fail.
It's a version of that, yes. And she said, this was a secret to success in improv and life. And I'm eager, I'm leaning in, I want to hear the secret. And she says, dare to suck. And I said, no, thank you. I'm not here to suck, no. Because remember, at that time, I was, if I fail, I am the failure. No, thank you to that. But the person next to me was giddy, like floating out of their chair. And the person on the other side was going, yeah, yeah. And I'm going, no, 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 that can't be it. But what I realized is it is. And eventually, as the voice inside my head stilled and got more positive for me, it was easier to risk and fail. Like, I'm gonna do a couple of things today that I haven't done before. Hopefully, if I get my butt going here. So dare to suck. And then the other one I want to put on there that I usually don't list, but I probably should add a 6 to it. The number one, the key to peak performing teams is this, according to Google's Project Aristotle. And as we learned earlier, Google is a woman, but is very bright. So we want to listen to her. Google's Project Aristotle said the number one secret for high performing teams is, any guesses?
Snacks.
Absolutely, Pat. Snacks is it. And if you don't have snacks, one of the other things you should add is good music. That's another good one. Any other guesses? You can Google it. I'll tell you what it is. Did someone have it?
Dream.
Dream. I love dream. So, but the number one factor for high performing teams was psychological safety. If you don't feel safe by your team or your environment, it is really hard to risk. It's really hard to dare to suck. And if you don't create an environment where people feel safe, like I hope, thank you for that, Christina. I hope if you don't create an environment where people feel safe, how can they innovate? How can they excel? How can they work together great as a team? How can they disagree with each other in a way where they're not disagreeing with the person, they're just disagreeing with the idea to find a better idea. They're competing ideas versus you have a bad idea, you're a bad person. That's not what they're saying. I don't like your idea, and let's talk about your idea. Let's see if we can find the best idea in this situation or the best path forward. So those things made a difference to me. And so, yes, and listen, be present, make your people look great, dare to suck, create a safe place to play. If you bring that into a Toastmaster club or any organization, it can make an incredible difference and I'll give you one super fast story before we get into a game. It's at one of my favorite places to speak and train is San Diego Alzheimer's Association, where I work with caregivers, as well as my friend Vanessa and Amy Abrams from San Diego Alzheimer's. And we teach yes and to caregivers. And one of the granddaughters there that takes care of her grandmother who has Lewy body syndrome, meaning she sees things that aren't there. She has visual hallucinations. And the grandmother would see things that are out in her car. And sometimes before yes and, the granddaughter would take her out to the car and so frustrated, she opened the door and see grandma, there's no one in there. Open the back door, no one in there. And they'd clash. And then she learned yes and here's what she did. They were doing dishes one night. And the grandmother says, honey, there's a gorilla in your car. And the granddaughter goes, yeah, that's my boyfriend. And the grandmother looks back, just confused. And he likes to wear gorilla outfits. And they looked back and forth at each other and then they laughed. So it was place of connection versus disconnection. And how can you find a yes and creates a better way to connect? And so the first game, yeah, let's do this since we are such a big group. Just ask me a question you think I'd have to say no to, and I can show you a version of how yes and might work. Ask me a question you think I'd have to say no to. Just take yourself, raise your hand, take yourself off mute, and come on.
Do you need a haircut?
What's that?
Do you need a haircut?
Absolutely. When it gets this long, it starts to bother me. You know, it takes more than 3 seconds to dry it. So yes. Yeah, that's a good question though.
Do you hate music?
Do I hate music? Yes, I hate certain types of music. So, and part of it in the coaching I do is this. So how can you use yes and? Can you agree with at least, yes and doesn't mean you don't say no. Yes and doesn't mean you're going to agree fully with something. Yes and can you find 10% of something you agree with and go from that part. Any other questions you think I'd have to say no to?
I put one in the chat for you, Chris.
Can you read it out loud, Angel?
Did you come here to kill me?
Angel, I totally came to kill you. Could you please come on video because I am ready.
You're going to say yes to that. Oh.
Yes. I want to kill you with laughter. All right. So anyone else ask me a question you think I'd have to say yes to or no to? Use your creative brains, take a risk, come on and
Chris,
ask.
are you running for a district leadership role?
Yes, in my head, years from now, I am running. Nice job, Lucille. Very clever.
I'm the DLC chair. I have to recruit.
I know. I love Lucille's very clever. An amazing leader. Any other questions you think I'd have to say no to?
Is it a beautiful political climate right now?
Yes, if you like chaos and destruction and disagreement and separation, it's absolutely beautiful if you are in that point of view.
I've got another one.
Thank you, Dane.
I'm waving.
Any other questions? Yes, Pat. You're muted and I'm trying to read your lips, but I can't quite get it.
Have you seen the Loch Ness Monster?
Yes, you've seen that little picture on TV. I've seen the Loch Ness Monster at least 150 times. What I'm getting at here, I'll give you one that I usually get asked in corporate boardrooms. Would you give me $1 million, Chris?
Ooh.
And that's an easy answer for me. Yes, of course, I will give you $1 million. Just help me make 2. And so it's, how can you figure a way to do it? And here's a serious one I got to ask. And I just want to show you the power of this in connection. Besides the grandmother story. A gentleman whose son just turned 16. His son already has a drinking problem and he knows it. He just got his license though. He said, you could not say yes to my son when he's drunk, taking the keys to go driving. When he says, Dad, I want the keys. You can't say yes to that, can you, Chris? And I thought about it and I said, yes, son, I can understand that you want to take the car out. I also know how much you care about other people and you'd hate to hurt someone else. I hope you know also how much I love you. And just in that answer is not saying, no, you can't take the keys out, which goes into a conflict. It's not saying, yes, here's the keys either. It's not saying, yes, go take the keys out. but it's saying yes to a part of his son that he loves and cares about and pointing to that. Can you see the connection in that? Yeah, thank you. All right, so let's jump into can we do this in this amount of time? Let's just do this. We'll do this particular exercise. Facial expressions, do you think they make a difference in speaking? What are you saying to me, Lawrence? Yes, yeah, okay, I get you. Yes. So I want people on this call to get, and if anyone has a snapshot of this, I want to see your angry face. Everyone on the call, see your angry face. Eric, show me your, yeah, Pat's got one. Kane's got that seriously angry face that's going to drill holes in with you. If you're done, get your angry face going. Okay, get the surprise face. Whoa, there's a cat attacking the screen. Oh, I like the surprise faces. Okay, you won the lottery face. Yes, Debbie, I know you definitely won. Oh, Deanna's won the lottery too. I can see it. Yeah, oh, Pat's doing his move. Yes. All right. Get your hat. You gave your best speech ever at Toastmasters, and they gave you a standing ovation face. Oh, yes, I can feel it. Oh, no, I love it, Pat. He's blowing kisses to his audience. Very, very nice. All right. So, yes. So how can facial expressions make a difference? Think of Jim Carrey, his amazing ability to express something with a facial expression. It's incredible. And this is, I want to play Angel's favorite game, and I'm joking. Angel knows what it is. It's called Caption This. And what we do is we strike a pose like Pat did earlier, and we will caption that pose. So is there anyone out there that wants to strike a pose? You got to hold the pose for a little bit, and we will caption it. Raise your hand if you're ready to strike a pose. We are going to caption you. Yes, Stacy, thank you for that. Stacy's pretending to be a reindeer that's thirsty. All right, anyone else have a caption for Stacy? Stacy, take yourself off mute and caption Stacy. Keep holding your pose, Stacy. No.
I've got cauliflower ears.
I have oh, nice, very nice. Who else has a caption?
Nanny, boo-boo.
Nanny, boo-boo, yes. Angel, you were going to say something?
I said, throw the peanut this way.
Throw that peanut this way, yes. Anyone else?
That was, I can't believe you gave that to me to eat. It tastes horrible.
Horrible. All right. Who else? Thank you for that, Stacey. Nicely done. And the captioners. Who else wants to take a pose? Hold a pose. Yes, Pat. Please let money drop from heaven.
Why me?
Why me? Yes. Why me?
What is going on?
What is going on? Anyone else? Yes.
Is
Greg.
it raining?
Go ahead, Greg.
Is it raining?
Is it raining? Adrian, did you have something? Nope. Okay. Anyone else?
That's no moon. It's a space station.
Oh, we can do that. Let's do that. With a number. How much time do I have left? 4 minutes? 5 minutes?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. It's going to be hard to do that around though. Yeah, let me do this. Be ready though. I'll do it by calling you out. And here's what you can do. You can say pass. So everyone grab a pen. Everyone grab a pen. If you have a pen, you're going to turn this pen into something that it is not. And I'm going to call you, since we haven't numbered off, usually when we do improv, number off, but you're going to turn it into something that it isn't. And a key to if you get stuck is move the pen and look at it from different directions. And I'll give you a couple examples. My favorite example there is a lightsaber. So since we haven't numbered off, okay, actually we can do it like that. Stacy's already got a mustache going. Why don't you just hold your pen? Pat's got a flute, it looks like, or a recorder. Lawrence is, what do you got there, Lawrence? A fork? Okay, cool. Kane has got I think it's a lip liner. You got a lip liner there, Kane? Okay. And oh, Deanna is scary. She's in a horror movie stabbing us with a knife. Oh, Megan is definitely singing. Angel's smoking now. Thank you, Angel.
I am.
Is that a curling iron or what was that? Or a bow on top of your head? Okay. And Adrian is combing her hair very sensually. Yes, there. Oh, and Charles is a unicorn now. Anyone else want to show off their skills that I missed? Oh, Deanna's now smoking. After she killed that person, she's smoking with her thing. Anyone else? Oh, eyeliner. Pat's gone to the eyeliner. Okay. And Kane, what do you got now, Kane? What is that? It's to bite down because there's having surgery on your arm?
Dagger, maybe a dagger.
Oh, you're a pirate? That's not good. Good guess, Casey. A pirate with a straw. Dagger in their mouth.
A straw.
A straw. Oh, you can straw, absolutely. So, brush comb. I want to ask you now, all the things I shared with you, how could they improve your speaking skills? Let's participate with this. Just raise your hand, come off mute, and share. How can they help your speaking skills?
Kind of loosen up a little.
Get more creative.
More creative.
Yeah.
There's infinite directions you can go when you start to get creative and imaginative.
I love that, Kane. And when you got creative on something, did you feel yourself expand a little bit? Yeah, thank you for that. I did, for sure. When I get creative and when I'm present, I feel myself expand. And getting loose, being present, being flexible, all those will make incredible difference. Improv helped make speaking fun for me. It went from fearful to fun because of improv. Anything can become a gift. A distraction can actually be turned into the coolest gift if your mind's open and lucky versus, oh my gosh, turn their phone off. Why don't they turn their phone off? And freaking out doesn't help you. If you enjoy the music, their phone comes on, great, even better. How could it help you in your personal life? Who has kids? Give me a thumbs up if you have kids. Okay. We didn't have time to play the game New Choice, but it's one of my favorite games. And if you ever want to reach out to me, I'll show you how to play it, or you can visit us on Saturday Improv at 11. It's a Toastmaster Club as well. Free to anyone as well. I also teach speaking professionally to people who really want to get good at and have fun at it. And let me ask you, does it look like I had fun up here?
Yes.
I love it. And who likes a playful speaker by a thumb or a double thumb? Thank you, Lawrence, for that full double thumb. Yes, thank you out there. And my encouragement to you is be that playful speaker because it feels good to be playful too. No, I had to change a lot of programs in here to be that playful speaker. So I've done a lot of work on me to change myself to be that playful speaker. But there's some simple things you can do. Feel free, I don't know if you can see, my email is chris@chrisnielson.com. And Saturday, reach out to me for improv, or if you want to check out, I have a golden ticket if you want to take it and check out one of my Speaker Skills Plus groups. And that's speaker games that look to explode your speaking skills in a positive way. Not like a bomb, but up, just growing up. And we have fun and playful. Any other thoughts, comments, how it could improve your speaking skills? Yes, Lisa, sorry about that, I missed you.
Sorry, I just have a question. Is your Toastmasters club an improv club?
My Torrey Pines Toastmasters is not. That's noon on Tuesdays. But the Improvicus is the name of it. And just notice, if you don't feel like you're in a cult, we do at the end of the meeting go, we are Improvicus.
And do you have a website for that, or do you meet in person? Is it, and how do you spell that?
IMPROVICOUS. I could be wrong on that. Just reach out to me on my email, or Angel's in there as well. It's Saturday at 11 a.m. It's a Toastmaster club. Go ahead, Angel.
I was going to say I can email it, but I'm on my phone right now and I can't.
Chris, why don't you email it to me and then I'll pass it out to the group.
I will absolutely do that. All right. Any other questions or thoughts from speakers out there? Otherwise, I'll share one of my final thoughts is this. I love speakers because I found a way to actually, I used to be annoyed by you because I was annoyed by me. But one of my friends who everyone loved him, I asked, why do people love you so much? He said, Chris, I love everyone. And I go, no, you can't love everyone. Some people are just annoying. But he did, he loved everyone. And eventually I found my way to loving everyone in my audience. Now, some of you are more difficult to love than others. And for some of you, loving me would be very difficult too. But I do that. And what I encourage you to do, especially it's easy for me to love speakers because speakers care and have a message they want to share with the world. So I hope you share your message with the world. I will be a Toastmaster for life. I believe in this organization. It builds leadership and communication skills. Stick with Toastmasters, join another club, have fun, participate, play, and look at what's holding you back. You can always overcome it like I did. All right. Thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you so much, Chris. That was amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I know it is 1:01, so if people have to sign off, that is perfectly understandable. And for those of you who are our guests, I would just love to hear your feedback. If you could just let us know what your thoughts are. Christiana, you want to chime in? Oh, we can't hear you. Get the, yeah.
Off mute. What a great way to start, man. So inspiring. Okay, I'll stick with the program if I can be as good as you.
You can. You absolutely can. If you stick with it. And here's you remind me of one of the things I tell my people, be bad.
Be bad.
Be bad so you can be good. If you're not willing to be bad, you can't be good.
I'm bad, so I've got that covered.
Look, there's many skills I work on that I'm bad at too.
Yeah, it was great. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Christiana. And Adrian, we can hear your feedback. That'd be great.
Oh, I absolutely loved it. I love to laugh. I think it's so important, especially, I mean, it's always important, but especially right now with what's, the energy in the world. So it's absolutely great. So thank you, Chris. Do I guess, have your permission? Because when you're on Zoom, I think it's so great to help your people be present and participate, right? To use that. Is it okay if I use that as well? Or should I create something on my own?
Yes, use it. And a friend of mine, I shared it with their organization too. They started calling it the Caesar technique, but you can call it whatever you want. So I looked at it when this pandemic happened. I go, I'm a very interactive person in person. How do I get people to play? And that came to me, this, and then how do we take it even more? All those things work. So please use it. And I hope you take yes and into your life as well.
Yes, thank you.
Absolutely.
And I will.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Kane, did you want to give us your feedback today?
Yeah, I was very impressed by the level of organization. I didn't realize there would be like one person that was a Toastmaster, another one that was an eval. All those different things. I didn't realize it was like that. So that was a pleasant surprise. I come from like BNI, which has those kinds of things in different roles. And I think it's extremely valuable to get all the different pieces together. Chris, your presentation was incredible. My favorite part was getting all of us to use the imagination more and not necessarily be so data driven or only story driven, but really the idea of like maybe using props or finding interesting interpretations of things. I think what happens, I know in my case, and I know that some other speakers feel this way too, when you're giving a presentation to a lot of people, the tendency is to try to be more homogenous, right? What is everybody going to resonate with? And let's not piss people off. So just getting a little bit more adventurous and allowing us to be ourselves, but in a very interesting and creative way. I think that's extremely powerful. So thank you.
Thank you, Kane.
All right. So today obviously was a little bit of a different schedule than we normally have. I encourage you guys to come back next week. We've got whole little other things going on, and you can be part of that and have more participation from other perspectives. But it's a fantastic way to continue growing. And as Chris said, to just show up. I mean, just attend and to continue being a member, continue being active. The faster you want to see improvement, the more you want to get involved. And I think that should do it for now. If anybody has any questions, I can hang out for a little bit.
So who was the